All right, I think we're probably live by now for Cask Strength Live episode, what is it, 38.
Well, I'm
And
still alive after the season.
It's me. There's no Vito, there's no Dan, but I did find Mark and Lisa from Silver Fox Distillery. They weren't too hungover to come hang out, so you know,
Oh no,
it's all good.
Yeah, we're becoming the unofficial Cast Strength. That's fine. We're happy.
Definitely. I sent out a few messages at the same time, and let's just say I got a lot of responses back that people were a little too hungover to deal with things. So yeah, but Mark and Lisa turned up, so that's great, and they're always fun to have. So hi guys.
We were at the distillery till what, 11? Almost 1 o'clock last night.
Yeah, and then we had to drive them out.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah,
to get our son, so it was after 2 by the time we got home.
Yeah, so we spent quite a bit of the evening with Josh and Gretchen and the Whiskey Den and a few others. So we had a good night last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I caught a decent chunk of that stream. I didn't catch the whole thing, but I got a good bit of it. It seemed like a good time.
Yep, it was fun. So what have we got on here? Oh, Texas whiskey.
We got people in the chat. Amazingly, we have people in the chat like Patrick Cohn and Andrew Spurrell. Puffs and drams is always a good time.
They can't move too fast, but they can type, eh?
That's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lounging in bed, like with their phone. Just like, sure, I'm paying attention.
That's fun.
People need like really greasy, stuff all day and stuff just to survive today, I think. Lots of bed rest and grease.
No, we got to sleep at about 3:30, and he was up at 7.
Yikes.
Yes.
Well, we had a plan today. We wanted to get our small still put together. So we had to finish off the electrical, load up. It's a Bain Marine style of still. So we had to load the outside jacket up and get it, fire it up. And we, by the end of the day, we had it actually up to almost a boil and cleaning solution. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get back to it, or Friday we'll get back to it and load it up with its first mash and send it out for the day.
Nice.
Give it a go.
Nice. So what are you guys drinking over there?
Oh,
or have you poured anything yet?
I haven't poured anything yet. But I'll tell you, it's I had a Christmas gift, and it's from my daughter, and it's one I've been looking for a while. And you know what? It's funny because we had that huge laser in the shop that we are going to be using for our bottles, and I knew of this one bottle that was all laser etched, and I really wanted to have a good long look at it, and that's the Eagles Rare. And I heard it was a decent dram, and worth. But I popped this little bugger open on Christmas Day, and I'm quite smitten with it.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
Yep. So I'm going to have a little bit of this,
especially for the price. It's usually like not horribly priced. A little more here in Ontario than other places, but still, it's not too bad.
So
yeah,
I'll have the Eagles Rare, but I think for Lisa. You're good with this? I think we're going to appease the clan tonight, the cult, and we'll move her into the Ardbeg drum.
Oh, nice.
Might as well appease them early so that we don't see anyone sneaking up behind us.
I don't think that's
fair. You never know. They are probably, on Christmas vacation, so they could turn up anywhere. It's hard to say.
I'm still waiting. Like I say, we were at the distillery last night, and for a lot of you haven't seen what our distillery is. It's almost as much museum as it is distillery. And if you're a fan of Doctor Who, we have quite a few things there. So one of the things we have is the TARDIS. I was thinking, wow, that'd be so cool to see the cult come out of the TARDIS.
Oh God!
Right. Careful what you wish for. You never know when that could happen in the future. I think I'm going to start. I was trying to figure out what I should be drinking tonight, and Jeremy sort of suggested that I do a top 5 kind of deal, like you guys were doing on Patrick's stream, my whiskey den last night. And so, sort of at least rough top 5, not really in any particular order, other than non-peated stuff first, because I want to taste things. I'm going to start with the Shelter Point double-barreled single malt.
Now, we haven't tried
Which is
that.
probably my top Canadian that I've had in quite a while.
Yeah, we haven't tried that yet. Now, I've been drastically, for the Americans, there's a collection released in the fall from Corby's, and it's called the Northern Collection, and it's just a special issue in the fall. And I've been lucky enough to get the Lot 40, which is this Northern release, and
Very
yeah,
nice.
you guys told me about this in the springtime when you had a sample of it, and it's every bit as good, if not more, than what you guys had said it was.
Yeah, but you're really liking this other.
But
Just straight up vanilla, like crazy.
Yeah. Now I almost had the JP Weiser's 23 in my hand. I did have the Pikes Creek in my hand, and I think I'm going to go back and get the Pikes Creek if it's still there. But I picked up the Goodenham.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
I'll
tasty.
tell you, I've had Goodenham before, and there was never really a big impression left on me until I got this one.
I'm enjoying that one.
Yeah, I bought this 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the only one that's had it so far.
So it's no good at all, is what you're saying.
No, it's very
evaporating right out of the bottle on its own. It's crazy.
Yeah.
well, that's it. I mean, it's a 46 proof? Yeah, it's
49.
49 proof. So yeah, it evaporates quite quickly.
Sure, yeah, just right out of the bottle. Just weird. The weirdest thing. Man.
Yeah. I think this lot 40 is what, 57? Yeah, lot 40 is 57% alcohol.
That's going down too.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, that's a shock.
Yeah, no, it doesn't taste anywhere near 57%.
No, it's smooth.
It is tasty.
Well, I'll raise a glass to
Mine
you,
is
my
so
love.
Clear.
To you, Brad, and
Cheers.
everyone else out there. Happy New Year, all.
So good. What are people in the chat drinking, if anything, other than water? I guess there's probably going to be a lot of water drinking today.
Oh, Texas whiskey life, so many Daleks. No, they're in the basement. We're in the house today. We're actually not up the distillery. We just got back. There are 4 or 5 Daleks in the basement. Most of them are in pieces, and there's 2 out in the garage. So, yeah, just none hiding around here right at the moment.
That actually starts today, right? The new Doctor Who.
We just finished watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were quite impressed. It's they cleaned it up from last year, and we were quite happy with it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Good to hear. I have to wait until after the stream to watch it. So.
Oh, puffs and drams. I opened my Weiser's 23 last night. I can't say the rest of it. Or maybe, is it after hours yet? Nope.
It's fine. Whatever. It's the internet.
Yeah. So
Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
the Weiser 23. Now I had it and I looked at it and I thought, oh, this would be nice. I'm not a huge Weiser fan, and especially when I had the other ones in my hand. So I thought, okay, well, maybe later I'll go back and get it. But I actually watched the Scotch Test Dummies today, and they did the review of it, and now I'm very, very interested.
Right. Yeah. No, it is good. I don't know if I like it quite as much as the dissertation, but it is tasty.
Okay. And you have the dissertation behind you?
Not behind me, but in the cabinet I do. Yeah. So we can sort that out. I hear what you're saying. We can work it out.
Yeah. No, like I said, we're going to be doing at least 1 or 2 trips down to you this summer. So
Sure.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we can
That
bring
works.
you some interesting stuff. You think?
Perfect.
Hopefully by then.
Yeah. Well,
Hopefully soon.
Just more of that nog shine. Just
Oh,
truck over
no,
some
no.
nog shine.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that'll have to wait till fall now.
That was too bad. That set for that.
I think we have what, maybe a half a. Yeah, we got a little bit left. When are you coming up?
Probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, do you think we can make it last that long?
We'll see.
We'll see if we.
That's okay. It's fine.
We'll see if we can make it last that long. Yeah, it's one of those ones that evaporates really quickly.
I believe it. I believe it.
Now, what? If we can't save the eggnog for you, we will introduce you to our maple shine, our maple cream shine.
Sure.
Yeah,
That sounds good too. Yeah.
That'll be a
absolutely.
good replacement.
I bet. Oh, Ed from the Rock Gut Review showed up. Another person that very much needed a break today. Would not surprise me at all if he was laying down currently.
Yeah, he dropped in for a little bit last night on the Whiskey Den, and it was, yeah, he really should have used the data on his phone. The Wi-Fi wasn't a good thing.
Oh.
Oh. Oh well. Looked like he was having a good time though.
Oh, he was having a
Oh,
great
yeah.
time, and evidently he didn't have any pickles because Erica was still with him.
It's a good sign. Oh, Ben Demon Hunter. Hey, nice to see you as usual. Oh, Glenmorangie Bacolta. Whiskey Drover is drinking Glenmorangie Bacolta. I haven't had that one. That sounds
I
good.
haven't had that yet. No, we
I've
don't
heard good things about it, but I haven't had the chance.
Have you tried this Gouda yet?
Yeah,
You did porter.
yeah. The whole lineup was part of the tasting at the Whiskey Fest where I tried the Lot 40.
Oh,
So we got
okay.
to try just a little bit of the whole Northern collection. Mind you, it was like pre-bottling, so they were still like experimenting, so it might be a little bit different. But
Oh, well.
That it's well, I'm gonna have that next. As soon as I'm done my Eagles Rare here. But yeah, I'm highly impressed with it for sure.
oh, the Bacolta is Madeira finished. Nice.
What?
That usually adds some very nice things.
There's quite a bit of Madeiras, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I'm trying to read over on the side here some of the comments. My comments show up a little slow, later than yours do.
Yeah, there's a lag like between commenting on the StreamYard thing and when the YouTube comments show up and stuff, so it's a little tricky to time things out. It's not too long though. It's only like 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's Patrick. He showed up.
Oh, hey, Patrick from My Whiskey Den.
Yeah, he was feeling
great stream last night.
Yeah, he was feeling no pain on come the end of it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it absolutely. All right, let's see. I have one more thing that's non-peated in my theoretical, very loose top 5 for the year. The Black Art 6.1. 26-year-old unpeated Isla.
Yeah, we're going to his place. We're not leaving.
No, like
blow up a car.
The problem last time when you guys dropped me off is like you're immediately getting back in the car and driving. Like you can't have any fun here. Next time you're staying. You know, you can Uber back wherever you need to, or we have extra places to sleep here. You just crash.
Yeah,
But there's
I see a nice
no, you
open
can't
floor right
drive away from a visit to my house and have any fun.
there. So, one of the
Just
next,
just ask Vito.
yeah, one of the next visits we're going to be doing is we're coming down. When we're directly coming down for the distillery purpose, there is a moonshine festival that happens right around the corner from you over at Top Shelf,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
we may actually participate as a distillery. If not, we're definitely going as the local entertainment. Uh,
Sure.
we're going to come by and we're going to capture you.
Huh?
That works.
Yep,
I accept.
yep. You, I may have to ask the cult how to do it properly, but I'm pretty sure it can be done.
Oh, I'm sure. Even April would just help you. So I mean, I'm pretty easy to kidnap. Probably it's not. Whatever. I'm good with it.
Okay, what do we got here?
Black art is really tasty. Just FYI.
Well, it was sounding like it actually. And we got is that? Yeah, that's Ben Demon Hunter. Okay.
Yeah, he's alright. He's a good guy.
Well, I'm that poor thing disappeared or evaporated. Not quite sure which.
It just evaporates on its own. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I'm
Strange.
actually,
I have a couple of bottles that do that.
yeah. You know what's funny? Bottles tend to last forever around here. I've got some bottles in the cupboard behind me. They're well over what 30 years old. Um, yeah, we weren't really heavy drinkers. We drank more in 2019 than we had in the previous 10 years combined. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Of course, it doesn't help, when you decide to open up a distillery, when you start looking for the flavors and start experimenting more and everything else.
Sure.
And you know what?
It's research.
It's even much more than that. It's the journey and the exploration. When we originally decided to actually move forward on all this, our palate, both Lisa and I, our palate was nowhere near what it is today. We'd never spent the time online to research anything or this and that, and we didn't have the appreciation we do now for the spirits and what goes into them and everything else. So with and you have a following here on Cast Strength. So does my Whiskey Den, and quite a few others, the Whiskey Tribe and all that. You guys have spent the time online to explore the things that we haven't. A lot of the collection I've bought in the last year have been by recommendations from you folks. And once I understand what someone's palate is, like when I get into when I watch Dan and understand his palate a little bit, I'll try a couple things and go, yeah, he's pretty close to what I like. So now I'm starting to listen to him a little bit closer. And then we get into
Right.
Lisa here. Lisa is heavy into Isla's, and she follows you pretty closely.
Yeah, that's all. You got to find someone that likes the same kind of things that you like, and even dislikes the same kind of things that you dislike, or finds notes that they really can't stand in a whiskey that matches with you, and you find people to follow and experiment. It's a good time.
So
Just like any kind of review, movies, books, whatever, you got to find people that match your tastes.
oh, and that's it. I mean, you see all these reviewers, and they're going, this is a absolute load of crap, and you wait to go see it, and wait till it comes out on. I was going to say video, but that's old. Wait
Right.
till it's released where you can obtain it. But and then you realize, oh, geez, that would have been a good movie to see at theaters. But so I'm opening up another one of
Sure.
my Christmas gifts that the wife got me. She's such a wonderful girl. So because this year we're going to be doing a lot more blind taste testing and getting into some of that, she started my collection.
Oh, nice. Black New Orleans.
Yes, exactly. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
we've got that's the first one there, and she got me a set of clear ones as well. So I've got the 2 black and the 2 clear.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the clear ones. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're comfy to hold in my giant mutant hands, which is nice. Exactly.
I'm really amazed at how
They are
light
very, very light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're hand blown.
yeah. Really,
Mm-hmm.
they're comfy. I don't know if I would ever fill them enough to drink it, but for the blind testing, that'd be perfect.
That would be good for blind testing for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some of that this year, for sure.
Yeah, Josh from Texas Whiskey Life is mocking my enjoyment of Floki, but I accept. Floki is good. Just because it's smoked with sheep shit doesn't mean it's bad. Come on. It's a little barnyardy. I'll give it that, but I like it. But even like the regular smoked one that's not smoked with sheep dung is still barnyardy. So like that's not. I don't know what they're doing, but it's good. Mock me all you want, Texas Whiskey Life. You know Floki is good.
Now, who do we have on the end of that Texas Whiskey Life? Is that Josh or Gretchen?
I think it's Josh, but I am not 100% sure.
Because I've seen both of them are fully capable of these comments.
Oh, sure, yeah. That's fine. That's
it's all in good. It's all in good.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, if they start claiming I like Canadian Mist or something, we'll have some issues. But I'll accept a love of Floki. Oh, Puffs and Drams is saying they got a barnyard note from Octomore 9.3. Yeah, it's a little funky. I can see where that would come from for sure.
You know what's really
And that's a tasty one.
I have found a couple of distilleries that when you go to them, you walk in and there's this really funky outside smell, like the odor of the outside, and it does translate into the barrels, although it does affect it a bit differently. But it gives it an astringent taste as a rule. So if you come beside a distillery, it's right on a farm, or one that's right beside the cow barn. The whiskey that's been aged in maturity in barrels has got a unique and interesting flavor. And we've taken that to heart a bit because the distillery where we built it is right close to a composting yard.
Hmm.
And
All
it's
right.
got, off and on, it's got a fairly funky smell, and
It's earthy.
Yeah, it's an earthy, peaty, green grass, that type of smell. So we're really interested to see how that's gonna, in 3 years' time, how that's translating to our barrels.
Right. That'll be very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I mean, those are all notes that I tend to like in a whiskey, so it's probably going to be okay.
Yeah. So
But it's hard to say. It depends on how it translates, I guess. Well.
Yeah. We're barreling 2 styles. One is a wheated bourbon style. The other one is definitely a Highland Scotch style. I'm thinking with the area that we're in, that we're probably going to lean more towards the Highland style, just because we expect a certain effect from the atmosphere in our area.
Sure. Now I gotta switch now again to my next one, and I an absurdly fancy little Ardbeg glass to
Oh, that's
use
what we used last night.
because it's Dark Cove committee release, which is just always a good time.
Yeah.
And it's a good excuse to use the one Ardbeg glass that I have.
Only one? I think I snuck out there with.
I know.
Oh, you did.
I only got one, and I can honestly say that I did not steal it. I'm not going to comment on other people, but I
It wasn't stealing when they gave it to you. They came out. I went back where they were taking everything back, and they were throwing those glasses in the garbage.
Shame.
So I said to her, I said, you know what? Instead of throwing that in the garbage, really just pick out a few for me. So she did, and yeah. So it wasn't thievery. It was what was it? Saving from the recycling.
Saving the landfill.
Saving the landfill.
It's still recycling. It's recycling at a personal level.
Yeah, you got two, and then you get Carl two. That's it.
Yeah.
Those dark bacony goodness. Good stuff.
I'm gonna have to pick up another bottle of Yugadol. Lisa's never had the Yugi, so.
Oh, that's good. That's good too. Yeah.
Yugadol.
That's great. Ugadol is probably what I use the most to figure out if something is worth it price wise.
Okay.
How many bottles of Ugadol can I get for this? Is it worth that much Ugadol? Like this is worth like half a bottle of Ugadol. I don't know. Or like, oh, this is like 7 bottles of Oogie. Like, no way.
Okay, so have you? Wow, that's definitely Texas. Have y'all spent any time learning things at other distilleries before starting up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sure have. Well, first off, where did I start? I started at the very young age in Cape Breton Island, out in the backwoods with my cousins. So I built my first still at 13. That was many years ago. Since then I've got 4 or 5 friends that each have distilleries, and I spent a lot of time with them. And my YouTube channel, still in Canada, we had the advantage of being able to use a friend of ours distillery and experiment some products for him, and yet film everything and throw it online for people to see. Now, once again, we're not supporting any illegal acts of distilling at home, but we were showing that what the process is and the education behind that process of what we do. We have certificates throughout the industry, some with Lallemand. We spent a huge a week there with the Lallemand doing the yeast analysis and all that. So, and that's some of the things we want to do is down the road is we want to actually, we're setting up the lab now. We want to create our own yeast strain once we get comfortable with other things, and harvesting our yeast as well as creating new lines. So we've got a lot of experimentation to do yet, but yeah, we do have a background. But in saying that, a lot of it is still, how's it taste? How's it smell? And am I still standing at the end of it?
Fair. Yeah, it's interesting getting a look on how different distilleries sort of manage all their things and make choices and stuff. Like when we went to Top Shelf, I had no idea the sorts of things to ask, but like listening to the conversation between you and that teenager that they had running the tour, but who somehow knew all kinds of things, like he knew what he was talking about.
It was amazing. It
was super interesting.
Yeah.
It was super interesting.
Yeah, I thought I'd ask him some questions that would just stump him, but he went right through them. You know what? He was like a little sponge. He'd been there for almost a year and a half, and he must have sucked up an awful lot of info because he was pretty much on the ball. Smart kid. I was pretty impressed with him actually. But and that's it. We all have, every distillery I've been to, everybody has, I'm going to say, different tastes. Luckily, because that gives us all different flavors to play with. But we all have different ideas on how things are done. And one word of advice: if you've gone to distillery tours and all that before, you know, listen. That's what you want to do. Ask the odd or pertinent question, but listen. You'll learn a lot. The one thing to be very cautious of, and I was very aware of this, and I had seen it happen, is you never go to the master distiller and say, "Well, you're doing it wrong. This guy does it this way. This guy does it this way." None of that matters. I mean, if your final result
Right.
is, what you enjoy and what you taste, great. You know, but you have to be careful with that when you're in the industry itself. You know.
Sure. No, just like tasting the end result, that the process has a lot of subjectivity to it and how people want to manage things or organize things or whatever, and it all results in different things. So variety is good, right?
Well,
And at the end of the day, it means instead of being in direct competition, you're essentially just doing your own version. If people like it, cool. If they don't, there's plenty of other options.
well, and that's one thing that has shocked us, I think, beyond belief, is that yes, there's lots of room in the market. So, a lot of people look at it, well, they're your competition. I go, are you kidding? They're my best friends. We constantly talk. We're trying to arrange things together and everything else. So we've been really fortunate. And I understand, Josh was saying the same thing about down in Texas. They have the same atmosphere going on, and that's fantastic. And as far as flavors go, I mean, Lisa and I have well, not completely, but pretty good different profiles. And I've always said that, what, I may make something that I don't fully enjoy the flavor of. Maybe she does. Maybe neither of us do, but the
Right.
customers do. So I don't have to necessarily make something that I fully enjoy. I just have to make something that I'm exceptionally proud of making.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Like the master distiller from Lefroy doesn't like lore.
Really?
His goal was to make a whiskey with a dominant note that he doesn't enjoy, but he knows that people enjoy.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and you know what? We've seen, like, I'm very much the sweet, the vanillins, the I love liqueurs. Um, One of the things that we are going to do is we're going to work towards making a liqueur called, and years ago it was discontinued by Grand Marnier. It was called Navan. Navan. It was unbelievable. It was a vanilla cognac style, and it was just fantastic. They discontinued it. We did searches, and we went up to $500 for a bottle, and we could have bought it at the store at $30 before. So we did our search for that, secondary purchase, and then finally it was gone. It was just no more, and that was at what, 2000, around 2000. So yeah, so we're gonna try and match up something very close to it.
Cool.
It's gonna take a bit.
Yeah, that one's gonna take a while. That one's gonna be a hard one to do. I don't imagine anyone from Grand Marnier who wants to share the recipe.
I mean, you never know, but it seems unlikely.
You know what? I actually thought of sending them a letter, and I may just do that. We'll see.
Sure, you should. You absolutely should.
Best stuff.
I mean, all they could say is no, right? Like, the worst that could happen is nothing.
Yeah. So Richie's trying to wondering who these two strange people are sitting here talking to you. For some reason, you don't have this little tag up here.
What?
Oh, I don't. I'm interesting. Why did that get turned off? I could probably turn that back on though.
It says down at the bottom there.
Oh, that's that's offline stuff.
Yeah, okay. It's just not showing them. That's interesting. It's on.
You know what?
Yeah, this is Mark and Lisa from Silver Fox Distilling or Distillery.
And from the YouTube channel, still in Canada. So that's
Still
where
in Canada.
Yeah.
Which is starting to get more and more videos again, which is great.
Yeah.
Yes, it's having this. Well, we were right up front with the CRA. They knew about our channel and everything else, so we decided to just play it cool. And once again, we're not promoting any illegal activity. We're just showing the process and everything else and explaining how we're doing things. So we didn't want to be misconstrued as doing something wrong. It was never our intent.
Sure.
So we played it cool, and now that we're in the process, the videos will be coming out probably weekly.
Excellent. That's good. Yeah, I saw your premiere the other day. It was interesting, walking through the different little stills and things.
Well, and you know what? That wasn't really what was supposed to happen last week. It's really strange. In fact, we've already recorded next week's, and it's sitting. It's going to drop on its own, and it's still not the one I had planned, but it's okay. I do have one coming up very soon on how to plan a match bill on paper before you even buy the green, so that you know exactly what goes into there, and even you can tailor it because it's so easy to go online and say, well, what's Eagles Rare? What's Weller's Antique 107 made of? And you can actually get the percentage of mash bill. And from that,
Sure.
we can actually figure out, starting at specific gravity, picking the yeast for that gravity and working our way back. So we're going to do the video on that and how to work through that. So it's, a lot of people but when you get into the distilleries, you're going to find that those guys aren't just going, well, I'm going to try some of that. I'm going to try some of that. That is there, but they tend to always do it on paper first. Because once you've done it on paper, if you know the Lovabond, the specific gravity of each grain, then you can actually calculate out how many grains per gallon of water and then step that up for the size you need. Once you know that, you know where your potential alcohol is, then you can pick your yeast to go with it, and you have some selections there as well. So we're going to walk through all that for people so that it makes it easier for them. They understand the process a lot better and what goes into your glass. But yeah, that just makes it a lot of fun.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm going to pop the link to your YouTube in the chat here. So Richie Z and whoever else can follow along because it's very interesting stuff.
Yeah. And
I did watch the premiere that you did sort of backwards. I watched the second half because I didn't realize that it was a premiere. I clicked on it like halfway through or something.
That's all right.
And then I watched the beginning afterwards. But yeah, right.
But yeah, it's well, I think I just lost everyone.
Yep. Went to private chat.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What did you do, Brad?
I didn't do anything. Who knows?
This is the first time.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're fully professional around here. I don't know what you're possibly
There we
talking
are.
about.
Okay, I'm back. I got it back. Oh, that's what you did. You popped up the cash strength. Okay, I see it.
That was there.
Yeah, no, that's that's our channel. At least I think that's our channel. I can't.
Yeah, Ben Demon Hunter. They're brand spanking new. So it'll be a while before they have any whiskey on the market. But they're doing plenty of moonshine experiments. So I think some of those will probably be showing up pretty soon.
Yeah, we should. We have the fermenters are full. We've got part of our alcohol. We've already done 2 large still runs. And you can if you haven't seen us before, yesterday we normally do these podcasts with the distills beside us, behind us, or at least in the distillery, not at home. But yeah, it's we should have the final tag this week. Hoping. Wow. So we're
Excellent.
okay. Next week.
Could be next week.
So we're
getting close. Getting very close.
We're close.
It's just the retail stuff to be able to sell.
Let's just say, come Sunday, it'll be 3 years plus a day before you can have our first whiskey.
Yep.
Right. And I am in need of a refill, so I'm switching to my next very, very tasty choice, Talisker 1985, which is getting depressingly low, which is going to be very sad.
Yeah.
When that is gone.
Well, I decided to go step it up a little bit, and I'm going to go with the Glenfiddich Fire and Cane.
Oh, good choice.
Good sound too.
Yeah.
Now, this is actually kind of a neat thing because normally I do all these podcasts while I'm at the distillery. And you're very limited because I do have to drive home, although there was one time I did not drive home. So, it's kind of nice being at home for a change.
Sure.
Yeah, I
It's handy.
get to expand a little more on what I have down here.
Right. Well, you'll have to come down. If you come down on a Wednesday, we'll just do the stream from here, and we'll have a lot of fun. And Richie Z is asking, what are our favorite whiskeys of the year? I think my favorite of the year is probably going to be that Dark Cove committee release. It's just so damn good, but it's hard to choose just one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I didn't bring it.
What? Oh,
Give me a sec.
Uh-oh.
I actually have to go. I've got the box right here, but I actually have to go to liquor cabinet now.
Yeah, Whiskey Dover.
No.
It's 27-year-old Talisker is the Talisker 1985. So it's very tasty. It's the oldest Talisker that I've had so far. Hopefully not for too much longer, because there is some slightly older ones that I need to get my hands on at some point, but they're tricky to find in Canada. Got to mule them up from the U.S.
What are you doing over there?
Tripping.
Yeah, I noticed.
So you know what? It's kind of funny.
This got a Weller's here, don't you?
No.
You opening a new one?
So no, I'm not going to open it. It's kind of funny when we go through the year, and you're saying, "What is the best pick of the year?" And the best pick for me was actually a bit of a different thing. For me, what was the biggest surprise of the year? What did I not have great expectations from? It just got knocked out by, and yeah, that was by no doubt
Weller's.
the Wellers Antique 107.
Oh,
yeah,
sure, yeah.
You know what? When the spring we found these for 35, and I did not have great expectations from them. And Brad, you know what I bought this year, so this was
yeah.
This here, I brought it home and I cracked it open. Not this one, and I took a dram of it, and I thought, oh my god, this was a shock.
went back and got more.
I went back and got 5 more. This is one of the 5 that
As long as you can get them at anywhere near retail, like the Weller line is pretty solid. Like it is tasty stuff.
That one went up.
I don't think it would be worth anywhere near what the secondary market in most places would be for it. But
right now,
if you can get it for a decent price, it is tasty whiskey for sure.
Yeah, they sold out at the $35 mark, and it took a while for it to come back. Right now at the LCBO, it's sitting at $68. So if you can find it, I think they're sold out again. But even at $68, the value is still there for me. Like I would still pay the $68.
Oh, sure.
If I didn't have 4 more sitting up there.
35 was better.
35 was better. So that was it. And a couple other, like I say, this the Eagles Rare was a Christmas gift, and I'm very impressed with that. And I've been searching for that all summer for another reason, but I'm really quite happy with it. The Lot 40, yeah, that was a recommendation from you guys. I was really happy with the Gooderham. That was incredible. And then what was the other one? Oh, and this was all right. So let's go with the pricier end favorite of the year. Yeah, the Glenfarclas 21. That's pretty hard to go wrong.
Yes. Yeah, true. That is tasty. It's hard to go wrong with a lot of Glenfarclas stuff. They do good work.
Really is. But you know what? I've never picked up the 15. The 21 is everything you expect from it. It's got that smooth sweetness, the vanillins. I do pick up a bit of almond into it, and to me, it's the mellow. I'm not going to say that it's full body throughout the whole drink, but there's no real surprises there. You know, it's full, enjoyable throughout the whole thing. Now, after watching the Tribus, and they did a review on the 15 and compared it to the 21, I'm kind of interested to try the 15 now. You know,
Sure.
understanding it's not as developed as the 21, but I think in its somewhat rougher state, younger age, it may be a more interesting dram to have.
Sure. Yeah, younger is not necessarily a bad thing. Like the Redbreast 21 fights for me with Redbreast 12 cask strength. Like as far as which one I prefer, because they're just very different. You know, age-wise, taste-wise. Like the age. A lot of the times, I tend to even go for slightly younger stuff because I enjoy sort of the roughness, or like, you know, with the edges haven't been rounded out of a flavor yet.
So
But it depends on the whiskey.
the Guterman 4 grain,
Oh, who?
second one at the bottom.
Oh, I haven't gotten on that far.
What is your assessment? Where is it? Of Guterman 4 grain?
Oh, it's all right. The Gooderham and Warts 4 grain is good. I like the marketing because it's hilarious, because it's 44.4 or whatever percent, and it's 4 grain, and it's funny.
Oh, I didn't
But
know.
yeah,
You know
it's
what?
tasty.
No, it's 49%.
49%.
What is the 4s then? There's extra 4s. Is it,
49 Wellington.
maybe it was the age.
Yeah, the 49 Wellington.
The 49 Wellington is different. The 4 grain specifically, I think.
Okay, well, this is also a 4 grain as well. But yeah, this is the Northern release. So yeah, if you weren't on when I talked about it earlier at the beginning of this, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is tasty. The 49 Wellington, but the regular 4 grain, not from the recent release, it is set at exactly 44.4% ABV, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. Like I said, I've had it.
And it is
before.
tasty.
I've had it in the past. I mean, it's not a young distillery name by any means. I remember from my younger days, and picking this up as a Northern release, it was just fantastic. It's I've got a fair amount of bottles to go through, and I enjoyed quite a bit of different flavors. I've had this 3 or 4 days, and this is disappearing awfully fast.
Yeah. What's the other one that's good from the 11 Souls from Gooderham and Warts is pretty good too.
I haven't tried that one yet. So, like I said, I shied away from the 23-year-old JP Weisers just because it is JP Weisers.
Right.
And, you know, I have a 35-year-old and some of the older stuff, but they're saying that Northern release is something special. So I may give it a hit, but I'm definitely going after the Pikes Creek, the Northern release Pikes Creek.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So you've tried all it? Well, they were all pre-released though.
Yeah, he's tried them all.
Yeah, so I've tried like the experimental version that was like it was pretty close to release, so it's probably close to what it actually ended up being bottled, but it might be a little bit different. But I have a bottle of the last Northern release Pike. I think it's the last one. It might have been the previous one, the Speyside finished one, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, that really looks like maybe it's Josh down there at Texas Whiskey Life. Excluding value for money.
Yeah, I think it's Josh.
I'd have to go with the Redbreast 21. Or better yet, Josh, why don't you come up, bring Gretchen with you? We'll go over to Brad's and hit the Redbreast 32.
Yeah. He's had that one a couple of times too. Yeah.
I know. But, I'm thinking we can sit there and drain
It's
it.
running. It's running very dangerously low. I'm saving a couple of samples for a couple of people, but it's very low at the moment. But that's okay. That's what it's for. It's for sharing, right? That's the
You
idea.
know what? It's yeah. I take very little sips. I've had a couple of hits of your Redbreast. You know, most people would call it one hit, but I separate it out in two different times. And it is fantastic. But the one, yeah, the one night we were together, Ardbeg Day. Ardbeg Day, that was it. We all met at your place.
Right.
No, we met at the fellow. Do you remember the fellow's name?
Was it Tyler's place? I can't remember which place
Could
it
have
was.
been.
Could have been Tyler's. But
Anyways,
one of the Toronto people, anyway.
yeah, we met you there. We thought you were going to drive up, but we didn't know your car was going to drive you up.
Right. It's handy. It's handy, especially for between here and Toronto. It's all just basically one highway, so it makes it super easy. And we're just like, yeah, go car, do it. Deal with stuff.
And I was really looking forward to sampling that Redbreast 32 that day, and I had some, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, this was the winner that night, and I went out and ordered it the next day. So yeah, even I actually, as much as I hate to say it, and yeah, sorry, Josh, I actually like this better than the 32. At least that night I did.
Fair. That's totally fair. You'll get a chance at some point to try the 20 as well, so that'll be good. The Redbreast 20.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Oh, Ben, Demon Hunter's mom is from BC. They have a better selection for certain Canadian whiskeys out there than we do in Ontario.
Oh yeah. That's not a surprise. Yeah. Have you tried the Alberta Premium release, the new one?
No, not the new one.
Okay, it's hard to say. I mean, Alberta Premium is much like the Corby of this area. So I'm kind of curious as to how that one came out for this year.
Yeah, I hear is it 18 or 20 or something like that year-old Alberta Premium that came out somewhat recently?
For sure.
Like people have been raving about it. Like I need to try some because I haven't had an Alberta Premium that I've enjoyed yet. But that sounds interesting.
Same here, So it's yeah. I guess
the only Alberta Premium we get here is I guess the quote unquote best one would be like the Dark Horse, which is it's fine, but I wouldn't call it great.
We were at an LCBO a few days ago. Where was it? Hamilton?
Clapson Corners.
Clapson's Corners. Just up between 401 and QEW 403
near Hamilton.
Yeah, just off. We went into the LCBO, and once again, I walk into the rear corner there, the little whiskey corner, which we always end up, and they had every northern release plus the special release Alberta Premium.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a hard time not grabbing several, but then I had the wife with me, so I made it really hard.
Yeah, I haven't had any Alberta Premium stuff at anywhere near cask strength, so that would be very interesting to try.
Yeah, and like I say, the market's flooded with their cheaper lines, and I have tried that, and yeah, it's a world I don't want to touch. But some people love it. I mean, someone's buying Canadian Mist because they still make it.
Sure, there's clearly a market for it, but it's not me. And I'm going to switch now to my fifth pick, I guess. I'm not really doing these in any order, but the Killoman STR, which I only have a sample of, but I poured a bit
You
in the
didn't bring it.
sample bottle.
Ah, I have almost a whole bottle of that sitting at the distillery.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I had some
I
last
mean,
night.
Killoman is. I haven't had a Killoman that I've not loved so far. So they've been doing good things.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, and I'm sorry for the dead air, folks.
Yeah.
I've just been trying to read for a bit on the side here.
Me too. Yeah, Ben Demon Hunter is saying Alberta Premium at 40% is trash, basically.
Yep.
But cask strength is apparently great. But I'm very interested to try it. But that is curious to me how different it can be.
Josh hasn't tried the STR yet. Is that what I'm reading?
Mhm.
That seems to be the case. That's a terrible affliction. He could fix that. He has a sample of it, so it's a
Josh,
problem that he could absolutely
no.
fix. Oh, and we just got a super chat from Greg T. Stag for $2. Thanks, Greg.
Greg, thank you very much. Not my
That's-
channel,
that's-
but thank you
Happy
very
New
much.
Year. Happy New Year, Greg. Greg T. Stag. That seems totally like his real name.
Well,
It's
yeah.
absolutely believable.
You know, he's if you're gonna pick a name,
Heir to the Stag fortune.
yeah, you know, at least it's a fairly good quality. What do we got?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a little lot 40 and
Oh, Richie Z is asking what we would recommend for the best available Killoman.
Mm.
The SDR.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what though? Like McKeer Bay and Seneg mixed 50-50 is actually amazing. So if you get a chance, they're both fairly widely available as far as I understand anyway, in most places. And if you mix them 50-50, they're essentially the same whiskey split into different percentages of finishing barrels. But for whatever reason, I don't know, I do it 50-50 and it just adds something magical to the combination.
But wouldn't the cost of those two pretty close to the SDR?
Probably. It would probably be maybe slightly cheaper to get a bottle of STR, depending.
Yeah.
But not by much. But then you get double the whiskey. So
yeah, go with the STR.
yeah, I would probably still go with the STR. But if you can't get STR because it's not super widely available, you know, any Killoman is good.
Yeah.
Their red wine finished cask, I think it's just called red wine finished. is pretty good too.
All right, so am I reading that Josh is going for the to open it now? The SDR?
Sounds like it. Good. So we're about to read a comment about how it's amazing from Josh from Texas Whiskey Line. I'm predicting. I mean, who knows? But he has a fairly similar flavor profile to me, so I'm guessing he's going to like it quite a bit.
Yeah, most. I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Okay. Oh.
All right, there's the dead air again.
Yeah, no, I'm just catching up on the chats here. That's what happens when Vito and Dan don't show up. Like, I'm not the talkative one. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but I'm not the talkative one of the group.
Yeah, I pretty much can be, but you know, I'm trying to let you lead this along.
Really?
That's crazy. Don't do that. That's a horrible choice.
Oh, we don't want this to be the Mark and Lisa show. It's still cast strength.
I was my plan before you guys decided to come on was just going to be sit here quietly drinking to myself, reading the chat, and just being a jackass, not say anything the entire stream.
Could you imagine a half hour of Brad?
This is probably the better way to do it, but you know, it would have been entertaining for me. And Puffs and Drams is stroking my ego. That's
Okay, now we gotta read.
compliments are
Yes.
acceptable.
No, I'm sorry, Puff and Drams. Vito is the funniest.
It's true.
The luge.
And I'm sorry. Of all of them, I have a lot of fun with Jeremy, and well, I have a lot of fun with everybody here. But you know, Jeremy is got a significant personality, which is fun. But Vito, you love him to death, and I think it's due to that the personality and the affection towards him that we just pick on him relentlessly.
He can take it though. He's
Yeah,
good at taking it,
very
and
good.
he'll dish it out too. So it's all good.
Yeah. Like I'm still waiting to get the fallback from the Dalek doing the luge.
Ah,
Oh, geez, yeah, that was the thing that happened for sure.
that was the thing that happened. Yes.
We've hit an hour, but I don't want to call it quits until I've mixed all of those 5 things together. So that's what I just did.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent!
You mix them all
Shit,
together?
I never would have thought of that.
Oh God.
No, I'm not going there. So
Smells like cotton candy for some reason.
Oh jeez.
you've created your own mini infinity bottle, and
Yeah.
I got to get up closer so I can see what Josh wrote.
He says the STR is interesting.
Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
just interesting.
That's it. His palate is far more tuned than I am, and I'm pretty sure he can come up better.
He might still be hungover from last night too. So I mean, his notes might not be
Yeah.
the most
It was
creative.
pretty good last night for sure.
That's good though. This is good. I mean, I guess it would make sense that it's good because it's all good whiskey, right? Like quality in, quality out kind of deal. But
Mixing them.
that's interesting.
I must have. We were on the stream last night, and when you go off these streams, for those watching, when you go off these streams, you still have a bit of time while you're offline to wrap up and say goodbye to the people that you met or friends that you're talking with. We get a few more minutes to just chat. And it was after the stream last night. I don't think Gretchen caught the TARDIS the first time it was on last night, but she caught it the second time. So yeah, we went and did a walkthrough of all the Doctor Who stuff at the distillery. It was quite neat.
But yeah, you've got quite a collection over there of interesting Doctor Who related things.
Yes.
Yes, I
It's a
do.
good time. Just be careful having that TARDIS in frame on streams because you never know when the cult might decide to pop out.
I'm still waiting for one to pop out of the Dalek.
That could be too. Just Dalek rolls by like, wait a second, who's in that? We didn't get anybody in there. That'd be
Well,
pretty fun.
and you know what? For those of you who don't know, I do drive inside the Daleks. We raise money for Sick Children's Hospital. But one of my favorite things, and you saw my Davros where I'm wearing the face mask the whole bit, and one of my favorite things is just sitting there. Now, in one of my Daleks, I used to be able to actually sleep in them, and I'd wake up and all the people would be around me. But when I'm in Davros, I would just sit there and play possum and not even move. And
Scare the crap
as soon as someone comes up close to me and I don't think they're looking at me, my arm raises and goes on top of their shoulder. The
Sure.
screams are
Sure.
phenomenal. Just love them.
That would be a good time. That would be something that I could drive up and be a Dalek for a while for you. I could do that.
Yeah,
That'd be fun. What are people saying now?
Looks like Josh is contemplating it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. He'll have proper notes later, I'm sure, once he's processed.
And Richie, happy New Year! Happy New Year to you as well. I haven't had that
Yeah,
much.
and to everybody, it's been an interesting year, you know, as far as the whiskey journey was concerned.
Yeah.
Lots of new friends and new places to visit, and whiskey to mule slowly back to Canada. It's been interesting.
Yeah, you've been a
We have a fairly large shipment going to New Jersey soon that I'll have to go and slowly pick up pieces of because it's closer than where the whiskey is right now.
yeah. We're not calling you a bootlegger whatsoever. Nope.
It's totally legal as long as I do it in slow, small chunks,
Yep.
or pay the taxes on it, depending on how impatient I get.
So
And sometimes they just wave you through. So it's a
So
high risk, high reward thing sometimes.
at some time in the future, will your car be able to drive over there on its own and then pick it up, come back, and then you're not bootlegging?
That would be interesting. I mean, technically, theoretically, it would be able to eventually once it's autonomous, but I don't know of the legalities of that. That would be tricky.
It needs its own passport.
Right. It would have to have some kind of paperwork to go along with it.
That would be funny. Yeah, don't stop.
It would be funny just to have an empty car roll up to customs, though. I don't know what they would do with that.
Yeah, those days are coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a thing that's going to happen at some point in the future, but I don't want to deal with the legal ramifications of that.
With trailers because they always end up having us open them and show.
Ben goes, 2019 was a life changer. Started in June. Then I discovered Yugadol. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Life is different after you discover Oogie. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's
and Lagavulin 16 too. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, we had that.
What? I got that for Christmas.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that was her Christmas gift.
That was my Christmas gift.
One of them.
It's my standard cheeseburger pairing. Lagavulin 16. Good stuff.
Jeez. Mm.
So yeah, we've been going over an hour now. I've gone through my 5 whiskeys. I suppose we could call it an evening.
Did you enjoy the 5-in-1?
How's the mix?
It's good. It's good. The mix is good. It loses a little something, compared to some of the individual pieces, but it is definitely good. It's probably one of the more expensive mixes that I've made. But,
yeah,
it is tasty. It's probably still cheaper than the Pappy 23 mixed with Dr. Pepper that I made on stream.
All right, so we find. Can you pop up Josh's thing there? Then everybody can read. I'll apply it. Fairly
subtle and delicate, light tobacco type notes. The red wine fruitiness is there. Some briny vegetal sort of notes, like pickled Italian peppers and olives. See, there's some tasty notes.
I didn't get the pickled. Yeah, I don't go.
Yeah, I don't get the pickles either. But I don't like pickles, so I'm glad that I don't get the pickles.
I would hope I'd get the pickles.
Yeah, Lisa loves the pickles.
Pickles and olives.
I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that jar of moonshine pickles or whatever that
still in the fridge.
you gifted me. I'll have to start using those for something, but they're still sealed.
We took Brad and we hijacked him. We took him off to another distillery, and what they had was those pickles in a jar. Well, this was pickles in moonshine. And were they even spears? No, they were full pickles, weren't they?
They're full pickles.
They were full pickles.
I think they're full pickles, yeah.
In the moonshine, and
They soaked up the moonshine.
Yeah, there was no moonshine left in the liquid, was there?
I believe it. I haven't opened mine, so I don't know. I'll have to test them
Yeah,
someday soon. Yeah,
yeah, you can eat
I'll
yourself.
find something to do with them.
Yeah, they.
I'll have to like drink some Caesars or something so I can,
Well,
pop
most
one of the
of
moonshine pickles in there. But
after we got home.
Yeah, we sliced them into spears and we used it in that way. It definitely
Yeah.
boosts. You don't have to add alcohol to your Caesar. Just add one of those damn pickles.
Pickles
Sure.
on my own are pretty potent.
I believe it.
But you know what?
People are Richie Z is for the pickles. Okay.
Yeah, you have to admire them. It's such a hokey thing to buy dill pickles that are in moonshine. You look at it, you go, oh, that's so hokey. Oh yeah, I'll take one bottle. Oh hey, Brad, here's another bottle. Hey, we bought the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I will find a use for them, but like, I don't use pickles in anything because I don't like pickles.
Oh.
So it's taken a while, but I will find a way
Yeah.
to use.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you will not taste any pickle.
No, they don't taste like
Okay,
pickles.
fair. Okay, that sells me. I'm gonna open those up and try
Slice it
them.
into spears and you're just eating alcohol.
Fair. Fair. All right. Well, I think it's time to call it a night. It's been a good time.
Yeah, it's
This went smoother than I expected, given that I had to do a lot more talking than usual.
yeah, it's we get this little, like I said, hey, if you guys are ever in the desire to have us with you, we're always open and happy to do it. So it's been an enjoyable evening. Everyone that I've been reading tonight, you hear me stop and talk and read. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And to all, Happy New Year.
Yeah, no,
Happy New Year.
it's been a good time. Happy New Year. Cheers, everybody.